So in today's makeup class, I'll be teaching you how I went from drab to literal. Okay, so first things first, for our cute little transformation, we're gonna go from spexy to sexy in 1, 2, 3. And voila, here we have a completely new pair of eyes. So I've used the Olens India colored contacts in the shade Russian Velvet Green. I really love these. And second of all, wearing colored contacts is a really cool hack to transform your personality in a split second. And despite my absolute love for round neck tees, I'm quickly gonna change into something a little more cute and sexier in a split second. So I've quickly changed into this lilac blouse that I got from H&M. It's really cute and pretty. So for any cute transformation, you gotta make sure that your skin is well hydrated and well taken care of underneath all that makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do some skincare. So after making sure that all your exposed body parts are nice and moisturized, now we can finally move on to the makeup side of things. The reason why all of you are here, I know you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna start with doing my brows, and for that I'm gonna use the Anastasia brow powders in the shade Ebony. Honestly, I'm not very fancy with my eyebrows, and I'm not like into brow pomades and stuff like that. I just use any deep brown, cool toned grey shade that I find even in my eyeshadow palettes to just do my brows. So I'm gonna use this today, and with an angular brush pick up some product and just do my brows. And one thing that you gotta make sure that when you pick up the brow product, it's the most product on the brush. So you're gonna start from the center, that is the arch of your brow, because that is where you want to deposit the majority of the product. Then go towards the end or the tail of the brow. So I'm going to just use whatever product is left to create that nice gradient in there. Can you see how instantly eyebrows just give structure to your face? Do you see the difference? I'm going to do the other eyebrow really quick as well. And next up, I'm going to use the Sugar Cosmetics Magic Wand Concealer in the shade 30 Chococinno. So I'm going to take that on a flat concealer brush like this and just carve out my brows. Just going to take my PAC concealer brush, it's the 272 concealer brush, and buff in that concealer. And lastly, I'm going to use the Tinted Brow Mascara by NYX to set my eyebrows in place. Just by the way, if you're someone who is lazy to do your brows, this is a great product. This is in the shade Black. So now we're going to move to the base makeup, and for that I'm going to start with some color correction. And for that I'm going to use the Pixi Beauty Color Corrector in the shade Brightening Peach. So I'm going to dip my concealer brush right into that pot and take very little of that and start applying it under my eyes. You don't need a lot of product. A little goes a long way. The peachy tones actually help in cancelling out the darkness under the eyes and gives like a more even base. Trust me, if you're my shade or lighter, you do not need a deep orange, a red color corrector in your life. Also, even I can do without a color corrector, to be honest. But it's just that applying a peach color corrector makes my face look a little more brighter and more naturally flawless. So that is what I like to do. And you don't want a very thick layer of the color corrector underneath your foundation. Otherwise, your base will crack and crease and maybe the peach will show underneath. So you want to buff that in really well and apply that to all the areas you want to correct. I like to go in with my beauty sponge to ensure that everything is really nice and blended and the peach does not peek through my foundation. Okay, so I just realized that we missed the primer. It happens so freaking often with me. I just forget on the primer, but if you have larger pores, so you must use a pore filling primer in your T-zone, that is your cheek area, and on your nose, and wherever you get sweaty and have more of a pore issue going on. So do use a primer underneath your makeup to make it last longer and also to give your skin a more smoother blank canvas. I missed on it, I'm sorry. So we are just directly gonna go ahead with the foundation. And the foundation I'm gonna use today is the Colorbar Timeless Filling and Lifting Foundation with Hyaluronic Acid. It's actually a beautiful foundation. I am just very surprised that I have heard nobody talk about this foundation, but lately I've got my hands on it and it's such a beautiful dewy finish foundation. It has medium coverage, but I love this stuff, so I'm gonna take some. I'm just going in with 2 drops to begin with because I like to build it as I go and as and when I need, instead of just putting a lot of foundation all together. So yeah. Also, the beauty sponge I'm using is by the drugstore company. It's the Buff Buddy beauty sponge in the shade Pink, clearly. I really love the dewy finish on this foundation. Because I'm gonna take just a tad bit more, like just 1 more drop, and buff it at the back of my hand and go in at places where I require a little more coverage. Lastly, whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just gonna bounce it on my forehead. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead with the Sugar Magic Wand Concealer and just conceal away the areas that I feel like, which surely are gonna be my under eyes. This concealer technique by Robert Welch actually saves a lot of product and also saves you from looking a cakey mess. Also underneath my bottom lip and wheresoever else required, any blemishes, discoloration, acne marks that you may have, put it there, around my nose maybe, and yeah, just gonna buff that all in. Always remember that the key is to not use a lot of product but use it wisely. So on the areas of spot concealed, I'm just gonna very lightly bounce my beauty sponge to not lose the coverage and yet blend it out well. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and set my under eyes with the Fit Me Loose powder in the shade 15. I like my base to be more on the dewy side, so I'm not really a big fan of powdering the entire face. So as you notice, I've just set my under eyes and the areas I concealed. So next I'm going to use my Benefit Hoola bronzer to bring some color back to my pale face. And instead of going ahead with like a special contour and a bronzer to like really chisel out your face, I really like a soft bronzer going on. So I'm going to use like a really fluffy brush, swirl it nicely into the bronzer, tap off the excess, like always with all powder products, your blush, bronzer, highlight, always tap off the excess. Starting from where my ear starts, right under that cheekbone, pushing it back into the hairline, all the way above to the temples. So you can see for yourself how the bronzer gives like a nice warmth to the face without making it look too sharp or obvious. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side of my face as well. And if you have a smaller forehead, just go around the temples like here in the C shape. But if you have a larger forehead like me, go all the way to your forehead and push it back into your hairline to give that illusion of a smaller forehead and just make it look more cohesive. Also on your jaw, and blend it downwards. And for the nose contour, I'm going to use the same bronzer that's left over on the brush. Pinch it like this. I'm not very particular, like I don't have like very sharp nose contour going on, so this is what I do generally, and yeah, it works on my face shape pretty much. So I'm just gonna go along my nose, draw kind of 2 lines as close as possible, just by the way. My nose contour is pretty shabby, I know it, it's not very clean and precise, but I kind of like it this way. And I like to connect the same to the starting points of my eyebrow, so it does not look like 2 disconnected lines going down your nose. And also at the bottom of your nose tip, That's what it's called, I believe. And then I would just take my MAC Studio Fix Plus powder and clean it up a little by applying some of that Studio Fix powder in the center and around my nose. That's pretty much all I do. For this soft look, I have chosen a shimmery blusher so that it imparts a natural glow to your face, and we are not going to use an additional highlighter. It's going to look very soft and natural and dewy. But having said that, if you have textured skin, do not go near a shimmery blusher. It will only enhance your texture, and that is not a very cute look to go for. So you can go ahead with a matte blusher on the apples of your cheeks and spot highlight, like only where you don't have texture on the highest points of your face, to have that glow going on as well. And the blush that I'm going for is by the Balm Hot Mama Shadow Slash Blusher. So it can actually be used as an eyeshadow or a blush. I'm gonna pick that on a large fluffy blush brush. And mind you, I just generally like to go overboard with my blush, and this is a cute look, so be ready for a clown face. I'm just gonna hit the apples of my cheeks to begin with. Do you see how it imparts that automatic glow? It's a very nice sheeny shimmery blush, so be careful of that if that's not your thing. I really like that sunburnt kind of look, so I do go a little crazy with my blush, starting from the apples of my cheeks to all the way up to the temples. If you think that looks a little too extra, just go ahead with your beauty blender and just buff that all in. Nothing to be scared of. It's blush after all.
Another hack to look instantly cuter, if that's even a word, to look instantly more cute,
is to go ahead with some soft pastely colors. Like we went ahead with this lilac top. We're gonna match our eyeshadow to our top today, and so we're gonna use the Blooming Up palette by the Beauty Glazed. It has this beautiful range of pastel eyeshadows and is such a close dupe to the Morphe Icy Fantasy palette. Easily available at any Instagram store, but the one from where I got it is Blush and More. It's an Instagram shop, and I'll leave the handle just on the screen for you to go ahead and shop from. So we're literally gonna do just a wash of lilac over the lids, literally one eyeshadow and done. So I'm gonna pack this lovely lilac shade on my blending brush. This is an eyeshadow blending brush by Glazen Cosmetics. It's a BRAO17. It's a fluffy eyeshadow blending brush, amazing for just doing like wash of colors across the lid or like for the final blend. And also your girl has a discount code with Glazen Cosmetics, so you can use my code GUR10 on their website to get a 10% off your purchase. It's not an affiliate code, it's just a discount for you beauties. So I'm just gonna dust off the excess and start building that lilac shade basically just all across your eyes. It's a beautiful palette. It is pigmented, it's just that you gotta build it up slightly to get the true pigment. But for the price and the easy availability, how accessible it is, it's a beautiful palette according to me. So you have to start with like packing motions, then go in with like small circles. Keep the radius of the blending circles really small to have a nice fade going on. Again, just starting from the outer corner, building the color into the crease. And I'm going to use the same lilac shade on my lower lash line as well. I'm going to use this pencil brush from Glazen Cosmetics. It's in the number A026 to define my lower lash line. And lastly, I'm going to use this silver pressed glitter to highlight my inner corners. So I'm going to go quickly off camera and pop on some lashes to complete the look. And the ones I'm going to use today are by Rufa Beauty in the style Sasha. And I'm back with a beautiful pair of lashes, literally complete any and every eye look. I'm loving how it looks, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some nude kohl in my waterline to really open up my eyes and give it that doll-like look. And the one I'm using today is by PAC. It's the kohl pencil in the shade Skin. And lastly, for the eyes, I'm going to add some mascara to the lower lashes to make my eyes look even more bigger and doll-like. And the mascara I'm going to use today is the Maybelline Colossal Mascara. Now I'm going to spritz my face with some setting spray to make my skin look like skin again. So to finish this look, I'm going to quickly do my lips, and for that I'm going to use the Bonjour Paris Lip Pencil in the shade Sandy Mauve. And I'm going to overline my lips ever so slightly from the center, that is the cupid's bow, and from the center of the bottom lip as well. You have to make sure that the edges of your natural lip meet to the lip line. Next, I'm going to fill that duck pout with the Rimmel London lip gloss in the shade Snog. So yeah, that is the complete makeup look. Now I'm going to actually put down my hair and show you the difference. With that, we come to an end to today's video. I hope you like this look. This is a very easy and simple to recreate look, and yet looks super cute and glam. To somebody who likes pastel colors, this look is a fantasy. It's a dream look. I'm obsessed with this lilac look. However, I would love to hear from you how you feel about the same. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of this makeup look. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one.